Today we're going to look at how strong Ash's Pikachu really is. And to do this, we need to set some ground rules. Number one ground rule that we're going to have is that the logic they use in the anime is very similar to what they use in the games. This is so we can get some math and some numbers to attach to things that we can sort of see in Ash's storybook presentation. Because experience for Pikachu is indeed everything. And we know Pikachu would have to gain experience, he'd have to gain levels. We need to find some way of looking and determining how much experience he actually has. And that's where his his nature is so important. Pokemon gain experience differently. Pikachu belongs to the experience route known as medium fast. So he needs at least 1,000,000 HP. Now, we need to find some way to determine what kind of rate Pikachu is moving at. And the way we can do that is by looking at the moves that Pikachu has and to where he learns them. The important moves like Thunder Shock, Quick Attack, Thunder, Electro Ball, things that Pikachu can learn naturally. Not the things that Pikachu can't learn and are just sort of cheating crap. Okay, so let's look at where we are. Okay, Pikachu we would assume would have learned Quick Attack at 11, Electro Ball at 18, Thunderbolt at 26, Agility at 33, and then Thunder at 41. If we assume he learned all these naturally while growing under Ash, and really, do you believe Ash is going to give TMs to a lot of people? So some of these don't tell us anything, because Pikachu's already using Agility by the time he uses Quick Attack. Electro Ball was created long after Pikachu would have learned it. And Thunder and Thunderbolt are TM moves, which means that we have a very limited set that we can use here. We're going to have to make some assumptions. We know that Pikachu is a starter Pokemon, so he should start off at level 5 in the beginning. We know that Pikachu has learned Agility only in episode 14, so that puts him at level 33. And then we also have Thunder at 41. And so really the last time we really knew what Pikachu's level was episode 22 when he learned Agility. That's a long time. So we need to figure out then is how Pikachu progresses from here. We could say that Pikachu gets a certain amount of experience per episode. Okay, so if we do this, then Pikachu ends up gaining about 2,500 experience per episode, and he's in level 100 very early on, somewhere in Hoenn. Or we could say that Pikachu gains a certain amount of experience per badge. If we do it per badge, it's a little bit nicer, and that you get 11,937 experience per badge, and Pikachu only gets up to level 84. Okay, meaning that he's not quite at level 100 yet. The only other way to look at Pikachu's level would be to examine the things that level up with him. And the problem with this is that there's no one Pokemon who's gone through the same experience that Pikachu has. So you can try to match it by looking at the amount of experience individual Pokemon have gotten. Okay, so Squirtle managed to accumulate 95,000 experience points to the Orange Islands. So we can assume that for the point where Squirtle was there, he and Pikachu gained about the same amount of experience because of the weird experience engine that Pokemon can use. HERACROSS is the Pokemon who shows up earliest in Johto and hangs around till the end. So, and we can get an idea of how much Pikachu's experience is by looking at the fact that HERACROSS actually got to the point where he learned Mega Horn. Moving on to Hoenn, we've got the Trico series becoming Ash's Sceptile. And so you can see that of the group, Sceptile has sort of the least valuable benchmarks, and so he seems to yield the least experience, even though you'd probably argue he's one of the stronger Pokemon. Finally, there is Dawn's PIPLUP, who is the only, who follows Pikachu throughout all of Sinnoh. Starts at level 5, gets to Hydro Pump, so you get an idea of how much experience was gained during the Sinnoh route. The final guy, and it's important to note that this cuts off at Pokemon X and Y, so you could easily go through and add more using Fennekin if you need to. But OSHAWOTT is the one who follows Pikachu the longest in 5. So this gives you an idea of how you might add up Pikachu's level this way. Now, if you follow this total, you end up with Pikachu being level 79 at the end of Black and White, or at the end of the Decalore Islands, if you prefer. So we've got 3 different analyses. One gave us level 100 very quickly, one that gave us level 84, and one that gave us level 79. And I like the idea of Pikachu not being completely broken. I also like the idea that Pikachu's level matches the levels given to Red's Pikachu in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The last thing to consider is Pikachu beatable like this? And the answer is yes. The only thing that really sticks out is Trip Snivy, which has to be a plot point. And, we're moving on. It's the 20th anniversary of Pokemon this year, so clearly this needs to be updated for the X and Y series. The analysis is a little behind.